welcome back to the channel. I like to make sure that we don't go too long without doing a doll and also a squishy makeover. So, our victims today are candidates, really, because they're not victims. Read this. Is this thing? Whatever the heck this is. It's like a bear, cat, unicorn, sheep. It's got one little nub hand here and maybe some feet. The other arm seems to be missing. Color scheme is this. So this guy's ready. Then there's this bunny. It's kind of basic, has those creepy eyes, and the colors are just not great. His mouth is crooked. They're always crooked. Then last but not least, a food item, because I haven't done one in a while. And I have an idea for this. These other two, no clue what's gonna happen. This one I think I have an idea for. So let's get into it. As far as cheap squishies go, this guy's not that offensive. We just need to pick an animal. So let's get this guy whitened up. Got my trusty spray that is all out. I'm gonna have to go buy another one and finish this off. One can of fresh paint later. Well, I didn't get the bottom. That's okay, we'll address that later. So I decided that I'm gonna go with an alpaca, which is not really any of the animals that this looked like. I mean, the back kind of looked like a sheep. Had a unicorn horn, bear face. Drew my first attempt totally sideways. Let's get that out of here. Oh, and that's happened. Now that that's gone, let's just forget about that for a minute and focus on this baby soft pink that you can't even see because it's so light. Maybe if I start with the eyes first, it'll be easier to make a non-sideways mouth. But there's some texture in here that's making these eyes a little difficult. What are those lashes? Ooh. Attempt number 2 to make an alpaca nose. We've got those giant nostrils and they have this big line. We'll just leave that to dry and I'll work on this other eye. Well, at least they both look weird together. Why did I make these eye sparkles so different? I'm just gonna have to cover those up, but these lashes are going on better. Let's fix these ones, make them more spiky. Moving on to the horn. It does look like it's a horn color, but this is yellow. I actually wanted to make it look like it was wearing a party hat, but then I also didn't want to draw the straps that get on. It's just a head. This is an alpaca head, so it's kind of weird. I don't know. Let's give it some sort of design, since it's a party hat. I chose pink and yellow to keep the colors light. So now let's get some color on this muzzle to make it look more like a nose, since this is raised. Trying to keep it light, I chose a gray that matched the shadows of the poofiness of the hair. So I'm just gonna make the top of the nose and the bottom of the mouth right here. This could look super weird if you don't know what kind of photos I'm referencing for this. Anyway, let's finish it up with some eye sparkles. Bring these eyes to life. I cannot get this star, come on. And this configuration kind of looks like a paw for some reason. Let me just put some of these sparkles together. And like that, this one is done.
Let me just punch it out of here.
Remember this guy? It's like a bad acid trip bear, unicorn, cat, sheep. Well, now it's just one alpaca head with no arms. It's just a head. And it's okay. I think it looks really cute. I think it turned out well. All right, contestant number 2. Let's get you all whitewashed with my brand new can of paint. Get all those blues covered up. That looks good. I decided to go dark with this squishy, not a black per se, but like a dark gray. I really like gray and black bunnies. So that's what this guy is gonna be. I do realize I have a tendency to paint some of my squishies black, but when I looked at them, there weren't as many as I thought. There's just like 2. So we can do one more. On brand, this squishy's gonna end up looking really weird before it looks better. I mean, I think it looks better. You may not. We'll see. You're gonna have to judge for yourself. I did the ears a little darker than the gray. I wanted black ears with the gray fur, and right now he looks like he's trying to be Batman, but it'll get better. See, we're putting on eyes. As much as I love the white spray paint for doing a base, it makes these squishies kind of sticky, and so the Poscas get stuck and they also crack.
I know, Poscas are acrylic, not fabric paint, so they're cracking because they're not supposed to be on squishies.
I added the nose off camera because I really wanted to get these things right. Let's get on with some color since this is just black and gray and white. Well, I guess there's pink in the ears, but you can't really see it. I used that really light pink again. I'm gonna try and make a specific flower. I'm trying to think of what it's called right now. Let me look it up and I'll get back to you. It's called a pansy. That's what it is. I'm trying to make a purple pansy flower. So I have a reference that I'm looking at, and I'm gonna roughly mimic it. I don't know, I'm not great with this paintbrush. I should be using a smaller paintbrush to be more precise, but I'm so lazy with paintbrushes. You will notice it's a trend of mine to just do little detail work with like the corner of a giant paintbrush because I don't want to go through all the steps to get out another paintbrush. Something's bumping me while I'm trying to do precision line work. Hi, Bo. Yep, this is a good time for you to come in. I'm trying to do tiny dots. Yep, I will definitely love your tail in the way and your head bumping me while I'm trying to draw. Dude, why is the left arm so much fatter than the right arm? Oh well, I don't think I ever noticed that while this was going on, so I don't think it gets fixed. So these bunnies' eyes ended up looking very angry when I first painted them on, so I tried to flatten them out to make them look more innocent. So this is me just touching up where I had to draw over the black with the white, and now I'm going over the white with some dark gray. And this paintbrush is giving these white pieces some sharp edges. Let's see if I can round those out. Another paintbrush problem. That's all right. I'm done with paintbrushes. Let's move on to Poscas. So I popped out these Poscas just to crisp up this pansy flower because I felt like it was kind of blurry and not clear that it was a pansy, but I don't know, the contrast of the Poscas and the paint looks kind of cartoony to me, and I kind of wish that I hadn't come in with the Poscas, just kind of left it alone. Bunny done, final look. Well, it's not a drastic change, but I would say my design is definitely less creepy. I should have gone over this gray a few more times. It looks a little patchy compared to the factory paint, but what can you do? I actually kind of like the red flower of the old one better. Whatever. So here's our lovely cake. It's got a lot going on. Looks like someone tried to paint it before this, but we're gonna make it come back to life. It's gonna be beautiful, okay? Let's get it all whitened up. Make sure all those strawberries and all that red is covered, because we definitely don't want any red showing through.
All right, you got it already.
So when you're doing a cake squishy, it's obviously going to be a cake, right? There's not a lot you can do with the shape. It's already a cake. But these are some giant strawberries, and I was thinking, what else could they be besides strawberries? I don't want strawberries again because then it'll be like the same exact cake. So instead I thought about all of the really pretty like birthday and wedding, like fancy cakes that are white and have these beautiful flowers on them. Normally they're kind of asymmetrical on the cake, but it's not like I could do that with this. So I figured I would make all of these strawberry bunches flower bunches. Of course, the first flower had to be my favorite combination, pinks and reds.
Oh, whoopsies.
Only a little bit of pink paint all over from that mess up. Time to start in on the cake part. Yes, I know the original one was also kind of red, but I've done a chocolate cake, I've done like a vanilla bunting cake, so I wanted to make this one a red velvet cake. It'll look okay, I promise, just
Hang in there.
I wonder why it's so satisfying to see such a bright red smoothed over white. Since these are flower bunches, not just one flower, I'm gonna come in with some more colors. I'll do each bunch with one color at a time on each bunch so I don't forget any. We gotta make them coordinate, right? So I get the blue on, start in with my yellow, get the middle of these flowers, right? And then I want to put some yellow on the outside, make some flowers. And this yellow next to the blue, next to the red down below is starting to worry me. I'm thinking something about this is hurting my eyes and maybe I've messed up. How can I fix this? Well, first I wanted to see if this was the red that was hurting my eyes, and it was. It's primary colors. It's red, yellow, and blue primary colors. So this is gonna keep hurting my eyes until this is done, but I have to just keep moving forward. It was very tricky trying to paint around the flowers that I had painted, and I wished that I had painted this background first, but I didn't know if I was going to go with red first, so I had to go with what I knew, which was that I wanted flowers. The red is now done and I am scared, but first before I try to fix it, it's time to clean up this frosting. There's lots of jagged edges and I want to make it
Creamy.
One day I'll learn how to get the seams out of there better. Let's get that curve, and then we gotta touch up some of these edges where the red cake got spilt onto the frosting. So what helps when your eyes are getting burned by primary colors? Secondary colors. So the green, I was very worried about being next to the red, very Christmassy, but as soon as I started putting this foliage on here, I was like, oh, this, to me, looks so much better already, and I haven't even finished fixing the flowers. With the greenery, I feel like it reads so much more flowers bunches. Like you would never even think that these were once upon a time giant chocolate-dipped strawberries. Adding more secondary colors to fix up these flowers. We've got a light bluish green, doing a baby blue, we've got purple, we already did some orange. This will make it look much better. Get the yellow center of the top, and this cake is done. Again, I don't feel like the makeover was too huge of a difference, but it definitely looks cleaner and crisper and more fresh. This red is very bright, straight out of the can. Thank you for taking this journey with me. I'll see you next week, and it's time for your treat.